Nobody reads short stories.
Hey everyone, I'm Jeremy,
And I'm Megan.
and you're watching Nobody Reads Short Stories Cranky Edition, where we talk about things that writers talk about.
And you can find all of our regular episodes on our website, nobodyreadshortstories.com.
And we're gonna do an intro. Nope, just joking. We're just gonna go straight into it.
All right, cranking cranky for 7 minutes.
Oh man. I'm going first! I'm going first, Megan! I called it!
Ooh,
Boom!
Okay.
This book.
Okay. Jeremy's holding up The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna.
So, backstory is I had to drop two books like they were super hot. One was called The Heart Goes Last, and before anybody finds my address and tries to kill me because they're super Margaret Atwood fans, I love Margaret Atwood too. I just could not get behind it. I tried for 60 pages, and I was like, Margaret Atwood, I gave you another 10 pages because you're Margaret Atwood, and I had to stop. And then I was like, I went into a different story, a different book, and I'm not going to point that out because let's just stick with one author getting mad at me. But I started reading it, and I was like, I can't get behind this either. And then I had an inner monologue where I was like, what if I don't like reading anymore? Like, what if books are just no longer my thing? Like, what am I going to do with Nobody Reads Short Stories? Like, is Megan going to have to find another host? Like, am I going to be a liar if I pretend like I'm reading books? And so then my mom has been requesting for about 5 years for me to read this book. So this prevented me from reading it immediately because I was like, nope, 600 pages, no thank you. But I started reading it, and it's really good so far, Megan. Megan, this is actually kind of up your alley, too. I intentionally didn't read the back, so I don't know exactly what the synopsis is because sometimes I like just being dropped into the world. And right now, it's this girl who has a father and a mother, and the father's a little bit he has PTSD from being in the war, and basically the mother follows him around anywhere he wants to go because he thinks every location he goes is going to be healing for him, and he ends up deciding that his family needs to move to Alaska, and everybody who is in the little town that they're in is like, you guys are not prepared to be here. So it's like, uh-oh, crap is going to go down. Because I looked at their food supplies, and they're like, how are you guys going to survive? And I went, oh, this is probably what the story is about. Really good. Really, really good so far. I really like it. I'm only 50 pages in, but I'll keep you guys updated on how I feel about this story.
So, fun fact, The Great Alone is a book that I gave up on already.
When did you give it? Like what page?
Oh, I don't remember. It was like a year or two ago that I tried to read it. I'm just not a big Kristen Hanna fan. I know a lot of people are, and I think that's great. And I know that she writes books that people can really get behind, but her style is just not personally my style.
This is the episode where we make authors angry at us.
Well, no, I mean, I totally, like, she's a fantastic writer. Like, has all of these books, and she's very popular, and so obviously she has an audience. It's just not my kind of stuff.
I mean, isn't that interesting? Like, you can tell when somebody's a really good writer, but there's just something in it that you just don't get behind,
Yeah, I mean, some people don't like Margaret Atwood, or they don't like Stephen King, or they don't like Kurt Vonnegut, or like I.
Wait,
I
what do you think of Kurt Vonnegut?
Sorry?
What do you think of Kurt Vonnegut? I'm curious.
Oh, I love Kurt
Oh,
Vonnegut.
we agree. Oh, so good. Pillars of the Earth, that was my first adult book,
Oh wow, yeah,
really
I went through a very, very long Kurt Vonnegut stage when I was an undergrad in college. Like, I read pretty much, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 of his books. It was intense.
Yeah, my mom said that people complain that his books are so expensive, but do they see the amount of pages he has? And I'm sure how much research goes into a book.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, can I talk about my book now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I read a short story collection this week called Sabrina and Corina. It's by an author named Callie Fajardo Anstein. And she writes these really wonderful, beautiful short stories about Latinas with indigenous heritage living in the United States. This author is originally from Colorado, and so she writes a lot about the Colorado area. And one of the things I really liked about these stories is how earthy they felt, and they were very sensual in the sense of like there's a lot of color, there's a lot of smells, there's a lot of like touching, and like if you just feel like these worlds are very, very rich.
So like a lot of times writers write about visual elements. You're saying that there's other elements besides the visual elements that the author is writing about to capture the world, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Like I kind of wanted to like smell like light incense or something while I was reading these stories, and that I wanted there to be there was this atmosphere of smell. Like I wanted to go sit in the garden and like pull up carrots or potatoes and like smell the earth, because the stories are so rich and they're so grounded in like ancestral stories and ritual and being connected to the earth and being connected to your ancestry and to your family. And
so are they like folklore? Like what are the stories kind of about?
A little bit. Like one example is this short story called Sugar Babies, and it's about this little girl who has to do a student project where she shares a sack of sugar with her classmate, you know, and they like share the baby, so to speak. And at the same time, her mother has been absent, and now her mother's coming back, and she's like, her mother's trying to reintegrate herself into the household. And so there's all of these images of the mother kind of coming in and straightening up the house, and she's wearing all these beautiful vibrant colors, and yet the daughter feels like she can't connect to the mother. And at the same time, there's an archaeological dig that's going on where they found some old Native American bones, and the daughter really wants to go visit the site. So it's really grounded in familial emotion, like the relationship between the mother and the daughter, but this also like goes back a generation to the earth and to their ancestors, and the kind of the experience. Ooh, I was so into it. The experiences of these women are very rich. I'll end with that.
All right, so that was the episode for today.
So if you haven't already, please go to our YouTube page and like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. We would love to hear from you. As always, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, and Stitcher. And if you want to know more about our merchandise, you can go to our website, nobodyreadshortstories.com. And if you want to know more about my individual projects, you can go to my website, meganamorrison.com, and sign up for notifications.
And
Jeremy?
I have jeremyraystories.com, where you get information about me and my micro stories. And then also, this is the last thing I think, but we have social media for Nobody Reads Short Stories too. So if you're on Instagram and you're addicted like me, look us up. We'll put the links below, and then also Twitter and Facebook, and I almost just started making up crazy names for social media, so people are just like, wait, is that a new one? Talk Took Took?
Oh, please, can we please have a platform on Talk Took Took?
Yeah. All right, so we're done, guys. Thanks for listening. Please tune in next week, and we'll have another one of these.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
No one reads short stories anymore. I really don't know what they're written for. Go write a short story and throw it out the door. 'Cause no one reads short stories, funny, sad, or gory. No one reads short stories